Did everybody sign in? Thank you very much. Maybe ask her. Thank you. And here you go, Chrissy. Okay, we can go. We consistently walk every Friday, rain or shine.
You're so well-behaved, Franklin.
When the women are together in a group, they're a spectacle in the community. Like, as we walk around the neighborhood, I see heads turn. They're like, what is going on? 20 women with strollers heading down the sidewalk. I feel that it's a very strong message saying, we are here, we are happy, and we are strong, and our children are happy. I really see it as a reclamation of space and land and the community.
I do the walking group a lot because it helps with both my sons. It's us time.
Good job. Oh, you want me to hold it? Of course. Come on.
It's weird. Once you stop doing drugs, they think that you're unhealthy when you're doing them. But after you quit, all your health problems come up because they're not masked anymore. So now I'm learning to deal with being sober and dealing with health problems.
You're silly.
A lot of the women have come from circumstances that didn't allow them choices. And physical wellness is so crucial and can be so therapeutic for overcoming trauma.
So having these walking groups, it's good because then it gets me out of the house. It's a safe place that I can enjoy some time with my friends, that I can bring my kids, and that's huge. It's huge.
Wow, that's so neat.
A lot of the women face a number of barriers in accessing physical activity. So, it's time, energy, childcare, finances. But a big thing that's come in our research is discrimination. We wanted to break down all those barriers that exist for women to provide the opportunity and provide supports for women to be active. The name of our project is Taking Steps, Warrior Women's Wellness. And this name came from women in the community and sort of reflected the goals and ideals of the program. I see my role as a researcher within the community as more of a facilitator. Our program consists of a weekly walking group. That idea initially came from the women as, that's something that they wanted. They wanted a weekly walking group that they could attend and know what was happening. But as we got that started, then women started chiming in and saying, I want to try soccer, I want to try boxing. And so we thought, okay, well, let's see what exists in the community and let's make it happen.
I've learned the basics of boxing, and I think it's very empowering. I think it is a great way to feel strong and powerful, and I always assumed like hitting things with violence, I guess, but it's different. It doesn't feel like that.
A lot of these women are undoing a lot of cycles of trauma and unhealthy cycles in their lives.
So addiction, poverty, homelessness.
I'm recovering from heroin. I pretty much have known nothing but prostitution, drugs since I was 14. Dropped out of school. I had my first child when I was 14. I have to make sure that I'm safe and my recovery's safe in my mind. So staying healthy is part of my recovery, and I need it to stay safe.
It's been beautiful just to see them to be able to have these opportunities as well as model these opportunities and different activities and wellness and healthy living to their families and to their children.
Through both community-based research and a trauma-informed approach, the goal was to not reinvent all of our own programming. There's already a number of physical activity programs that are happening. And so we wanted to tap into these organizations to look at what's making them successful and then actually hire them to run programming for women in the community.
So Force in the Femme is an outdoor recreation program that was created specifically for marginalized women. So we take women who face a lot of different barriers to accessing the outdoors, and we take them out to experience nature. So we do everything from little simple picnics in beautiful places, or we'll do hiking and backpacking trips, and do it all depending on what the women are able to manage and what they want to do and what they feel safe and comfortable with. And then we have a lot of learning and education sort of infused into our daily activities as well.
So this one is delicious smelling.
Okay.
Have you guys ever smelt it?
No.
Put it in your hand and squish it.
Oh my God.
Can you smell it? Can you squish it?
It smells like pineapple.
The best. It's just like chamomile too. It's really, really good for anxiety.
You know, I really love being around the glacier water. I really like the sound of water. I really like the smell of the trees. You know, I don't really like insects, but I guess they come with the package. It's hard because I suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder. You know, the trauma to me is so real and so fresh. Just being here, you know, like, and having somebody to ask me to come, I wouldn't come on my own. And so this is huge for me. I love it.
Oh, yeah, it's cold.
Our elders tell us, like, you know, it's really great if you just dip your head in the water. Especially if, like, you've been around so much chaos, or, you know, it just helps you heal.
When you're walking through these nature walks, I feel that it's like we're walking through our own paths. We take little paths, big paths, long paths. So I think that's kind of relates to our healing process. Some take longer, some take less, some take long, long, long time.
The goal with our research was never just to focus on individual level intervention physical activity. It was to meet the needs of the women, to create accessible programming. But in addition to that, we wanted to challenge some of the systemic and structural barriers that exist. So we've created a trauma and violence-informed training session that we will be delivering to various community organizations.
This presentation is to help guide folks, but it's also, there's no one way of doing things.
So we thought it would be interesting if you feel comfortable rating your own organization, and this was just sort of a starting point. The first thing is trauma and violence awareness. So understanding the prevalence of trauma and violence in communities, and particularly in communities like the downtown east side. I think the second piece to that is the idea around safety and trustworthiness. And then a big component is the idea of choice and collaboration. And then finally, strengths-based approach. So building on the strengths of the women, and I would also add, you know, the strengths of the communities. If anyone takes home anything, I want them to think about ways that they can support women in being active, to create more consistent programming, and to provide a trauma and violence-informed approach to the services that they offer.
So the inhale takes us back up. We keep our spine long. The exhale takes us a little bit forward, or a lot, whatever feels appropriate for you. I've taken other yoga classes, and I think it can be intimidating. So I think that this class really, I feel comfortable because I know all the women here, and I feel It's a safe space, and the teacher is very understanding. Stop and rest anytime you feel like it.
And before every posture, she lets you know you have choices in and how you want your body to move, which is super important for the women.
Bring your hands down beside you if that feels comfortable. Turn the palms up if that's okay. And then just start letting one knee drop toward the ankle of the other
Meditating
leg.
and yoga are very tricky to try for the first time. Getting down on the floor can be very difficult that first time. But I think we are able to override that kind of fear going as a group.
And let's go to the other side. So just turn your feet. When we get thrown off either physically or emotionally, we can gain our balance when we feel strong. There's been many points in my life where I felt like I've come to a blockage and felt bad for just being where I am and not realizing that, learning to be gentle on yourself and to take a moment just to be who you are is very important. And we're going to use an inner mantra that we say to ourselves. Inhale, I am brave. It's just silently to yourself. Exhale, I am strong.
I see the yoga classes particularly as a prevention versus intervention. Well, I see the whole program really as prevention versus intervention.
And when you're all complete, we'll just rest for a moment. You can bring your legs down, close your eyes, and just take 1 minute to notice the effects of your work. I feel healthier, I feel stronger, I feel more confident. Listening to your body, letting your mind be present instead of worrying about other things. Providing a space where we can do physical activity and have childminders and know our kids are safe has given us a sense of belonging to this group. If you provide that, the women will come and they will bring their children, and I think it's essential for building community in the downtown east side.
And we're here.
Where did that thing shoot off of? It looked like it came out of the mountain.
Downtown east side gets overlooked, but I think that there are a lot of people down here trying to make changes, and a lot of people that love this community and want to see it do well. And I think that's what our program does. We're showing our moms and our families and our kids that we're not, like, we see you. We're not going to forget about you, and you're important, and we want you to be well, and we want generations of your family from now to be well.